So here we are on the Honda Civic Type R website, and we're gonna go here to build. Okay, so now we are on the powertrain, and as of course, the Honda Civic Type R only comes in a single powertrain, which comes with a 315 horsepower manual 6-speed transmission. So we're going to keep that selected and go to next. Now with colors, there's really not a whole lot of options. Black, red, blue, white, and I think this one, Sonic Gray Pearl, are the only ones that are currently available on the 2024 model. And of course, I don't know how others feel, but I personally feel that the Championship White is really the classic color that Type Rs are well known for. And personally, I've always wanted a white car. And so for my build, I'm gonna go with the white version. And it looks like there is a small premium on the paint, $455, which I think is well worth it. So we're gonna keep that selected. The interior color, there's really no options at all. You're just gonna get the black interior with the red seats, which I think are classic and it looks great. So there's really nothing to be done there. So I'm gonna keep that the same. Next is wheels, and standard configuration, you get the 19-inch matte black alloy wheels, which is included. Of course, you can upgrade to the 19-inch forged alloy wheels, which are probably lighter, but it also comes with a $3,000 premium. They are approximately 5.3 pounds lighter than the OEM wheels, which is always useful. You always want less weight on your wheels to improve your performance. But for me personally, I'm probably not going to be tracking this car very often, if at all. So I really don't think this is necessary. And personally, I also just like the standard black color versus this, which is coming in standard alloy, which is a metallic finish. So we are going to skip that and stick with the 19-inch standard configuration. Next, we're going to click on next. Okay, now we're on the packages section, and the accessory package looks like there's 4 different packages offered with the Type R, and we're going to go through these one by one. So the R Protection Essentials includes a car cover, a cargo tray, and a contoured high wall carpet floor mat, which I'm assuming is just making the floor mats a little bit I guess longer and wider so that it's contoured inside the interior. So, I mean, when I look at these, do I need any of these? No. Can I get these on Amazon.com for a lot cheaper? Probably. Now, these are probably Type R branded, so the look and feel and the fit is probably going to be a lot better. But for me personally, I don't really think these are that necessary. But if you really want to complete the overall package and you want everything done, then yeah, you might add this for $700. And it is only $700, so who knows? Maybe that's worthwhile getting. But for me, I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. The next one here says R interior drivers. It looks like it includes the illuminated door sill trim, which is basically the light on the door sill. When you open the door, you can see it light up, which I don't think is really that cool, but I prefer just kind of having the standard, but that's just me. It also comes with a shift knob that is leather wrapped, which I believe is the red leather. And it also comes with an Alcantara steering wheel, which is cool. It's nice to look at and it feels good, but I think there's a lot of trade-offs that come with Alcantara. So for $950, I don't think these are my cup of tea. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but I'm gonna go ahead and skip the R interior drivers, even though it's a relatively cheap add-on. The next one is the R Performance Package at $5,300. And it looks like it comes with a carbon fiber wing spoiler, which of course, if you have the option and it's a good value, saving a lot of weight, it just, I think personally looks better, but it is carbon fiber, so it's not cheap to manufacture. So that's why it's gonna be super expensive. Looks like this package also includes the 19-inch forged alloy wheels, but at $5,300, man, that's a pretty penny to invest in. And personally, I just like the standard. I want to keep it pretty minimal for now. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this package as well. But if you guys are thinking about going all the way and getting the best packages added to your car, then this is probably one that I would probably add to the top of the list. All right, the last one is the protection film, and this one comes out to only about $150, but this adds transparent urethane film, provides extra protection to the rear bumper, door handle wells, and door edges of your Civic. Okay, so basically this is designed to kind of help the paint and the actual body itself. Personally, I would skip this, and the reason why I would skip this is that I would probably do either a partial or a full PPF, paint protection film. as well as a ceramic coating for the vehicle, just so you can protect the paint and maintain the look and feel and the kind of the shininess of the car for a long time. And so this is probably not even worthwhile, especially if you're considering PPF and or ceramic. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip this. Now the downside of the options that I mentioned is that they are pretty expensive, depending on the size of the car and the type of car. But I do think for the longevity and to help maintain the resale value, I think it's worth doing. And plus, I mean, if you're going to be driving on the track, there's just a lot of chances for rocks and chips to damage the paint and damage the body. So for a performance car like this or anything higher than that, I would definitely invest in that up front. So we're gonna go ahead and skip this. So basically for the accessory package, I'm gonna say thank you, but no thank you to all of these. And so we're gonna keep going. All right, so now we get to the accessories where you can pick these one by one. And starting with the exterior bike attachment frame mount, no, absolutely not. I mean, most people that have a Type R probably have a second car and a second more practical car, which is probably better for, attaching a bike mount. Type R is a performance car. You want to keep it as performance friendly as possible. And by adding a lot of these exterior accessories, you're going to probably hurt not just the aesthetics, but also the performance potential and the aerodynamics of the car. So anything exterior that's going to impact that, I would not include it, which means no bike attachment. Car cover, really not needed. I mean, for me personally, I have a covered garage where I live, so this is not necessary. Door visors. Some people like these because in inclement weather, you can still like open the window and get some fresh air. But here in sunny California, it's 70, 80 degrees, you're almost year round. Now, when it rains, yeah, it's nice to have, but it's also, I don't think it's really that necessary. And plus, I just don't like the aesthetics of adding these door visors, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. Kayak attachment, I don't kayak, so no need there. Roof basket, absolutely not. Roof box, mid-size or short, skip that. Roof rack, we can skip that as well. Ski snowboard attachment, not needed. Same thing goes for the surf paddleboard attachment. I mean, it's good to know that Honda is definitely considering the active Honda buyer, so it's cool that these are offered, but for me, no thanks. Valve stem caps with the Type R logo, $24. I mean, it's not that big, but it kind of adds a nice little flair to it. If you want to personalize your vehicle, I don't think it's really that crazy, and I'm not obsessed about them, so we're gonna go ahead and skip those. Wheel locks, these are nice. I think $100 for wheel locks. I mean, the neighborhood I live in is pretty safe, but wheel locks I think are always a good idea, especially if you live in a less safe neighborhood or if you just want to be extra careful that people can't steal your wheels. So yeah, if you want these, I would get them, but for me personally, no. And then of course the wing spoiler carbon fiber as a standalone comes out to about $2,300. It's nice, but I also don't think it's really that needed. It's expensive and you save a few pounds, but that's pretty much it. So we are going to go ahead and skip the exterior accessories and then move on to interior. All right, so now we've got the all-season floor mats, which I think are very useful, especially if you live in a part of the region where you get inclement weather, rain, snow, or whatnot. Here in California, that's really not that big of an issue, so I'm not going to be too worried there. The cargo net, which adds a little net in your trunk to keep your grocery bags upright. Yeah, don't need that. We're gonna go ahead and skip that. The cargo tray basically adds a little bit of protection on the bottom so that if you have liquids or if you spill things, then it can help sort of protect the upholstery and the fabric. This is kind of nice, but I don't know, it looks a little bit tacky to me. This is probably supposed to be a lot more practical. So if you want to like protect the trunk space, then this is probably a good idea, but I also don't think it's really that necessary. I think the standard one's fine. My FK8, I don't think I upgraded the cargo tray either, and I have no issues with it, and I vacuum and clean it regularly, so no concerns there. Cargo tray dividers, yeah, I don't think this is really needed at all. I mean, if you're using your trunk pretty often, then it might be super useful, but I also try to keep my trunk pretty empty on most occasions, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip this as well. The contoured high wall carpet floor mats. Oh yeah, so this was part of one of the premier packages. Yeah, I mean It adds a little bit of extra layer, a little bit of extra protection. It looks okay, but I mean, what is this, $200 just for a little bit more floor mat area? Yeah, I mean, I think the normal one's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and skip that one as well. Okay, door sill trim, illuminated. So this basically lights up the Civic logo. I personally think this looks a little bit tacky. I don't think it's necessary. And it also probably uses the battery. So, I mean, if you want to use more electricity from your battery, so be it. But it just looks cheap to me. So I would definitely not even pay money. Even if this was a free option, I would not opt for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. Rear passenger window shades, yeah, not needed. I mean, I'll probably tint my car once I get it anyway, so I don't think the window shades are needed. Seat back protectors, what is this? Helps protect the back of the seats when folded down to load longer items. So, okay, so it basically just adds a little bit of protection to the back seat so that when you put your seat down, you have something in between whatever you put on top and the actual seats themselves. This one might be an interesting one. Do I use this very often? Do I recline the seats forward to make more space? I've done it maybe once or twice during my ownership. So for me personally, this won't be super useful, but for those that actually carry a lot of groceries, do a lot of Costco shopping where you need more space than what the trunk offers, this is probably a nice one to have. So if I was that person, then I would definitely add this one. But for me personally, I don't need this. Now the shift knob. Okay, so this one comes with the red leather. It looks okay, and it kind of matches the seats and the floor. But personally, I mean, I just like the standard aluminum shift knob. I think this just looks a lot cleaner. Now, of course, in the summer, this can get really hot, so having a leather might be useful. This one is nice, but I don't know. The standard one feels fine to me, and I also have just the standard aluminum shift knob on my current vehicle, so I'm gonna go ahead and also skip this accessory. And then of course this last one, second to last one, steering wheel Alcantara. Like I said, guys, Alcantara looks nice, but when you have a lot of sweat or let's say oils on your hands, it can leave permanent stains or damages to the Alcantara. And it's a nice option, and I've seen it done very well, but I think it requires also upkeep and maintenance. So if you're not really the type of person to really spend a lot of time doing that, then I might just skip this one. Initially, I thought I wanted this, but after doing a little bit more research, I think a lot of people say avoid Alcantara, especially on high touch areas within the interior, which includes the shift knob, the steering wheel, the seats themselves. So yeah, judging by that, I'm gonna go ahead and say, hey, skip the Alcantara. You can always add it on afterwards if you really want it, but for now, I'm gonna skip that. Which brings us to the last accessory, which is the electronics. And yeah, this is just an engine block heater at $92. So don't think I need that. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the summary, and we're gonna see how much our Type R is priced at. So I'm seeing a base price of $44,795 with $455 added for the championship white. No extra options or packages or accessories. Destination and handling comes out to $1,000. And so total MSRP as built comes out to about $46,345, which I think is the right price for the Type R. Obviously, they increased it by $10,000, I think, from model year 2023, if I believe it correctly, and every year it goes up by a couple $100. So I would imagine that the 2025 year model, if they do make it, is going to be bumped up by another $800,000. So you can see this price probably go up, but I think the Type R, as it comes from the factory, base model standard, is sufficient for most people, including myself. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, walking through all of the different configurations and options that are available on the Type R. And of course, this is how I would do it if I were to place an order for Type R. Anyways, guys, leave your comments down below, like this video, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.